Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking another look here at Stacks. STX, I got a tremendous amount of requests here recently for this. I just want to make sure we cover a few things and kind of go through some best practice and what could happen here next. Try to anticipate, big picture because it could very well run. It looks like it wants to. So we're going to identify some previous support and resistance zones and make sure to just kind of help understand what could happen here in the relative near future. Okay, so again, if you are new to the channel, welcome, of course, and obviously if you haven't been here before, just know I have a crypto trading, basically signals group, as well as a trading community and academy. So all great things you can go ahead and learn and grow with and from, and it's all available here on the website. So be sure to check that out, cryptocash.tech. We do have Discord and Telegram connected here as well, and with my Trading University, you can learn pretty much everything that I teach here also within that membership. Very last thing I want to touch on, of course, is our trade results here from some of our members. One of my admins here, Alexandru, killing it with some super awesome long and short positions. This guy is a fantastic day trader. Again, these are all community members that are part of the group. We're all learning and growing together. Super cool experience. So just keep up the great work. I'm super happy and impressed with my community members here. So good job there. And obviously too, we just recently sent out some signals here for Bitcoin. So be sure to check that out. But the bottom line is there's a lot of good opportunities there. Oh, very last thing too, of course, I'm sorry, I almost overlooked this here. Be sure to check out our partnership page here because we've got some amazing transfer bonuses, sign up bonus, as well as community trading competitions. Is there opportunities for you to be able to easily make some extra money just using the exchange as you normally would? Okay, so it's really awesome, very simple. We're actually having a Bybit trading competition coming up later this month, so be sure to use that link in the description below to register. And if you've already registered with them, simply send me your user ID and we can go ahead and get you added to the roster there to ensure that you benefit from that. Again, that's a community specific thing. Be sure to check that out. So here's the thing with STX, up 20% on the day. It's had a very good run here, and you want to kind of look at the concurrent behavior. This is Bitcoin's trading pattern. Right, it's upwards about 33% in the last 7 or 8 trading days, 37% to be precise if you go from bottom to top. And STX, however, is up about 110% in the same amount of time. But the bottom line here is that if you look at the correlation, it's a very similar pattern. Okay, so as long as Bitcoin continues to run, STX will as well. Okay, so keep in mind, there could be a correction coming in the near future here for STX based on the fact that Bitcoin is overextending itself on the hourly, the 4 hour. I mean, make sure you watch my Bitcoin videos if you're curious on what that entails, because I make a new Bitcoin video every single day. And I can tell you that Bitcoin is performing well, but it's coming up on some key level resistances at about 28,000. So my speculation is we're going to see a retracement around 28,000 if the price continues higher, which could imply that STX comes further. That being said, because it's important to understand the correlation between coins, there's a similar pairing, okay? Just note, Bitcoin has a bad day, STX could as well, because we see, again, a very similar circumstance here, okay? Just want to kind of draw that out. So taking a look at the daily, let's quickly identify we are testing 70 on the RSI. This is somewhat of a cup and handle pattern. Keep in mind, cup and handles have a tendency of breaking out. Now that we've kind of broken to the upside here, we can see the price action likely continuing further. Okay, so again, some good stuff there for STX there. A lot of times when you break that key level resistance, such as what it would be 105, that it's going to consolidate at that support and then continue further. Okay, so we want to be on the lookout for a retracement, but also a connection there between 105. So to me, a closure above 105 today would be important. A closure below could imply further downside. Again, there's a lot of different things we can factor in, but generally speaking, it does look like it wants to run regardless. Again, pairing itself concurrently a lot of times with Bitcoin. If we take a look at the moving averages, we're above all 3. That's fairly standard. Nothing out of ordinary there. If we take a look at the 4 hour, we can also see, of course, here, this retest of this level consistently. Again, the more likely you retest a level, the more likely it is to break. So there's a good chance it's going to stay above 105 or 106 here today. Again, that's pending Bitcoin stays at 26,600 or higher as well. A lot of things factor in there. Keep in mind too, traditional markets are still down overall, while Bitcoin is still on the rise. Okay, so that just kind of tells us there's a lot of fundamentals kind of factoring in here. There's a very positive week for cryptocurrency. So what's that mean for STX? Well, in the 4 hour, we're still getting rejected at 70 on the RSI as well. We're seeing that common occurrence occur both on the 4 hour and the daily. Okay, that tells us we're overextended for most part. We can also see here as well that we have an overextension previously at a 9, price consolidates, comes up to a 7, pulls back down to a 4, and we're kind of all over the place now. So there's no consistency here in overextension behavior. it's consolidating nicely, which tells us that a further increase could occur. So even though we're testing these specific resistances, the fact of the matter is here we're at this pivotal point at 105, and the fact that we've broken above that implies that should be the new bottom. Okay, we need a little bit more time to kind of let that solidify, but that's generally the concept here. Taking a look at the 1 hour, we can also see here too that we've got further overextension here. So this is where we can see the most. We got came up to a 9 here, and then we got some extreme overtime and the price continuing further. So this does lead me to believe that the price could pull back soon, but on the same accord, if we look at the macro makes a lot more sense for the price to continue upwards. Okay, so again, a lot of little things are factoring in here, but if we take a look at Bitcoin, this looks fairly similar to Bitcoin's behavior. Okay, so hold on, there we go. There's Bitcoin. And there's STX, right? You see the correlation? Very similar. So just pay close attention to Bitcoin right now. If Bitcoin pulls back, STX could as well. But the good news is we're testing that resistance level consistently, whereas Bitcoin is in price discovery within the last 9 months. Okay, so we haven't seen a price point of 26,600 in at least 9 months since it dropped below that level last summer. That being said, Bitcoin should continue at least to 28,000. That's the goal or the anticipation. So STX should as well. That being said, let's go ahead and take just a quick summary here and look at a best case scenario. If STX were to continue to run, the next key level resistance would be $1.20. Rounding up a little bit, but 120 is the next resistance. So if the price does continue to run, we could see a rejection at that point with a likelihood of a retest of 105 again. What's going to happen over the next 2 or 3 days will really help us understand what's going to occur in the next few weeks for STX. So I would say stay tuned. I wouldn't consider a long or a short position at this point, because even though we're overextended, we're testing a lot of resistances and we broke through a key level resistances as well. We've done that twice now in the last 3 trading days, so that leads me to believe we could see a further run up. Once again, a lot of that has to do with Bitcoin and if it wants to run as well. Okay, so that's kind of how you have it here. Hopefully that made sense and that clarified a few things for you. I know I kind of jumped around a little bit, but generally speaking, it's important to look at larger time frames and you work your way down. STX has proven itself to do very well in the past. There's no doubt that it could continue to run. When we look at the daily here, it's had some parabolic increases. Now these were fundamental catalysts that caused this to occur, but on the same accord, are we ready? Are we primed and ready to go for that? I would say yes. In short, even though we're overextended on the daily here, we're probably at a 7, we're at a 6 here. There's a great chance that we're going to see a consolidation at this 105 point and continue further. Okay, but I would say next target, if you're going to have a profit target in place for a long position, 120 would be a realistic target, more so 119, just below that key level, to ensure you can take some profits and get filled. Okay, those are all things that I teach in my trading academy and my community, so be sure to check that out in your own time. CryptoCash.tech is a site if you want to join. Also, make sure that you reference some really important partnerships that we have with different exchanges if you want to have a discount on registration, and of course some bonuses there with trading competitions. All right, we'll look forward to working with you in the future. Hopefully you have a great rest of your day. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.